trying to come up with my top 10 right now.
All right, boys. Welcome back. Monday Morning Quarterbacks Podcast, episode 20. After a nice long break, we are back the day before the NFL draft here. Draft day in Detroit. Hometown draft for basically all of us. How we been, boys? How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Living the dream.
Let's go. We got Josh in the top left, Hefe top middle, Crownman, myself top right, Big P bottom left, and we got Connor in the bottom right. Draft night's almost among us, boys. What are we thinking? We got any thoughts? Well, we're all going to do our top 10. We're all going to do the top 10 mock drafts of where we think people are going. And we'll get in. I'm sure we'll do some Packer talk, some Colts talk, some Chargers, some Jags talk, and amongst other things.
I'm so excited.
I have a Jags wish list, so I'm ready.
A lot of rumors flying around right now. A lot of smoke.
A lot of smoke.
AJ to the Chargers. Herbert gone.
That would be
CT
crazy.
ESPN called that one. I heard that on CT ESPN.
He did. I don't think they're gonna keep the fifth pick. I just don't know where they're gonna. I think Minnesota's gonna trade up, but
The Chargers should just give the Patriots Herbert. Take the Patriots pick, draft JJ, and then draft Malik or whoever's there at 5.
Isn't it like astronomical dead cap though? Like 70 million dead cap if they get rid of him. I don't think
look
they
at
can.
this at all. I just like throwing out.
It's a
crazy
lot of
numbers.
money. It's not happening.
No, it would be like.
And Herb's going to win
Yeah.
MVP this year, so everybody can calm down.
Okay,
I
there we
don't.
go.
I mean, this
He doesn't have a
Harbaugh
receiver.
offense.
I know Harbaugh does like to ground and
Guys,
pound, but he
Quentin
doesn't have a
Johnston's
running back.
breakout year.
Yeah,
Said that he
Somebody's
wants to
gotta
get
break
Corum in day 2.
they don't really have a choice.
Somebody's got to break out.
Yeah,
Never heard
they're
of
gonna
it.
throw the ball 300 times, so he's guaranteed 150 targets no matter what. Like, kind of hard not to break out when you get that kind of volume.
It's they'll draft someone. I mean, they're probably taking a receiver if they do end up staying at 5, so they'll end up with either Malik or a Dunze. If not MHJ, who knows? Things could get crazy. They could go 4 wide receivers, then they're sitting on the clock with Marvin chilling right there. So
They might take Joe Alt, dude.
that'd be interesting.
The way that Harbaugh wants to fucking just run the ball, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like he kind of has to
Maybe a
adjust to
bullet.
that offense, knowing Herbert's his quarterback and get him some weapons around him. And
He probably thinks JJ's better than Herbert.
He said JJ had the best pro day he's ever seen in all of his years coaching. I'm sure he's
He said
not
Jim
biased at
has
all.
to say that.
He said
I
JJ's the
know.
best Michigan quarterback ever.
was there a gun to his head off screen?
Nah, he's just
He's just
a
looking out for
convicted-
his old QB1
he's
to
a
get a good landing
convicted
spot.
man.
All right, boys. Should we hop into our mock drafts? Should we just we'll start with the number 1 overall pick, and we just all go one by one, say who we're picking. Number 1, who are the Bears taking number 1 overall?
Does anyone not have Caleb Williams?
Take a sides are for Caleb.
Has to
So I
be
got
Caleb.
Caleb. It's gotta be Caleb.
Yeah, it's Caleb.
It was always
That's
Caleb.
the unanimous one.
It was always Caleb, brother. Caleb's actually kind of growing on me. He was throwing the ball around with sketch and speed today, and he was actually like cracking some funny jokes. Like
Caleb is currently minus
Wow.
1,000.
he
So
showed some
overall.
personality, which I didn't think he had, and I thought he
He
was
got
going to
some
be kind
flair.
of a hated person. And him and Adunze were chopping it up on the plane on the way to Detroit. If that's writing on the wall, or if that means anything, Adunze and Caleb could both end up there. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Moving on to Washington, sitting at number 2. Who we got?
Aiden Daniels.
Same.
Dandy.
I got
Jaden.
Jaden as well.
No one took May at 2.
May is like currently plus 500 to go second
It's
overall
either
right now.
JJ or Jaden, I think, for Washington.
Jaden's too good to not go number 2. If Washington doesn't take him, someone's going to trade up and take him.
I think he makes the most sense because it's Cliff Kingsbury, OC, and like with you think about what Kingsbury's done as an offensive coordinator, he likes his fast, mobile, cannon armed It's like Kyler. Jaden's just like kind of a taller Kyler.
Interesting. All right, so we're all unanimous 1-2. Who the boys got going 3 to New England? Might be unanimous here too.
Drake May.
I got Drake for this
Drake.
one.
I have JJ McCarthy.
You got JJ going 3, Connor.
Love
Dude.
that.
I got Drake May at 3 as well.
Wow, Connor's the only difference.
All right, to Arizona we go at 4. Is there any trades in progress here, or what do we got,
I
boys?
got a trade. I got a
Vikings
trade.
are trading up
Da-na-na,
and taking,
na-na-na.
Drake May.
Trade alert! Trade alert! What we
What you
got?
say, Connor?
Vikings trade up and they take Drake May.
I have the same thing, but the other way because Drake's off my board, so I have the Vikings trading up and taking JJ.
I have
They're going
Marv
Marv.
going at 4 to the Cardinals.
I also have Marv at 4 to the Cardinals.
Yep.
Marv at 4. All right,
I
so
think they don't trade.
So we were a little split up there. I like it though. I think that those are probably the 2 most realistic opportunities. Is the
if they
Vikings either
don't
trade into
trade,
that spot or Harrison gets
they go
taken at
Marv.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the two. But they might trade. I saw they might not trade with Minnesota. Who's the other team? Is it? Yeah, it was the Giants. The Giants trading up to move up like 3 spots to take JJ. That's what I was seeing. Because it wouldn't cost them that much to move up just the 3 spots, and
Out of those 4 quarterbacks we were just talking about, who do you guys think is going to be is coming into the best spot
Caleb.
and is going to be coming into the worst spot? And then who do you think is going to be the best
Caleb.
out of the group long term?
Drake May for sure the worst spot. New England would be an atrocious offense / team to be a part of, and I think Caleb just because they made sure that he's got a squad around him. So
Yeah, that's the easy answer. Patriots are terrible. Bears are set up for a quarterback.
Who do you guys like the most long term?
Jaden.
JJ?
no, he said
Jaden.
Oh, Jaden. Okay. Yeah, you guys are
Um,
all super pixely, and it's pretty quiet for me. But I think the
Okay.
quiet part's just me going deaf slowly, so we can ignore that part. But I don't know. The pixels are in and out. We're fighting against the elements here, but the pod's getting out one way or another.
I think Drake May is going to have the best career.
Really? That's interesting.
love that take.
I think Caleb easily has the best career. I think the person going in the worst situation is going to be Jaden Daniels in Washington.
Washington's good. They're better than the Patriots for sure.
Long term, I don't think so.
It's close. It's
Spencer
actually
Rattler's the best quarterback in this draft class.
close. Jeez.
Possible.
I actually do like Spencer Rattler. I'm not gonna lie, but
No, I do too. Always liked the kid.
he's an interesting guy. Big
Ever
big
since
fan
he was-
since his high school days when he was.
Did you watch QB1?
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was hilarious.
When he was getting
bro. That's-
suspended from high school football
He was
games.
literally getting suspended for like bullying the backup QB and like calling him trash. It was hilarious.
Good old fashioned hazing. We love that around here, brother.
Jeez.
All right, moving on to pick number 5. We got the Chargers. Hefe's Chargers are on the clock.
Let him start. Who we got, Hefe?
I think they're trading down. And
Trading
Minnesota
down.
goes up here and takes.
Uh-oh. Trade alert. Trade alert.
Trade
Who's trading up,
where?
Hefe? Who we got?
Minnesota and JJ.
A pick later.
Because you got JJ still on your board. Understood.
I'll hit that.
Yeah, I got Marvin falling to him, so I think it's a easy chance or easy pick if Marvin's sitting.
I would love if Marvin went to the Fighting Chargers. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I have 4 QBs going in the first 4, and I know that I heard Harbaugh talk specifically about that scenario, saying basically we have the number 1 overall pick. When you look at it like that, he's not talking like he's trying to run away from picking the best of the crop. And I think the best player, arguably in the whole draft class, is Neighbors, and I think that Marvin is Marvin, but I think when you look like athletically at what Malik Neighbors can do, I think he's the guy for the Chargers with nobody. And Marvin's a little bit more limited, I think, just slightly. But
Did you just give us some
Yeah.
insight on what's going to happen in the dynasty draft?
It's giving you insight into what I saw with my eyes as a professional scout for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I got Joe Alt going to the Chargers.
Interesting.
Harbaugh likes linemen. He wants to move the line.
I had
Yeah.
Neighbors going to the Chargers because I had MHJ at 4 going off the board. So,
Oh, same difference.
yep. I feel like we're all pretty close in our picks there.
We're close. Yeah.
We got the Giants on the clock at 6. What are we thinking there?
Neighbors.
See, and I
Yeah,
got
that's right.
Marvin. It's kind of toss up. Like if you went Neighbors, who you got Neighbors or Marvin going first? So I went Marvin here because I actually do think Malik is going to get drafted before Marvin. There's like an extreme bias around Marvin, like from the whole NFL, and I think like a lot of fans are definitely like,
His dad was pretty good.
dude, who fucking cares? I'll be honest with you, Chiefs. I
Dad was
don't.
pretty good.
I don't. Who cares? Who cares?
The Mannings care.
Okay.
Archer's
Did that-
guaranteed first overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I look at the Giants, and I think they couldn't protect Daniel Jones. I'm not a big Daniel Jones hater. I think if they can protect him, pretty solid quarterback. So I think they go Joe Alt here.
Interesting.
Best offensive lineman.
I have 3 quarterbacks going, and then I have 3 receivers going. The Giants take a Doomsday.
Nice. And I did hear some shit today about Penix like going 6 overall, and I was like, again, I'm like convinced that these sports books are like paying people to say this shit so they like hammer it and like lose their money. Penix is not going 6 to the Giants for anyone who also heard that today. So
Do you think Penix goes inside the top 20?
I mean, I think him and Bo could both go to top 20, honestly. But
Yeah.
should they?
Kind of
Should
like going to the
JJ
Raiders or the
even-
Broncos.
JJ shouldn't even be a top 5 pick. I mean, I think we're kind of getting wild this year on the Qs, but it is what it is.
Alrighty, boys. Moving on to Tennessee, sitting in the 7 hole. What do we got?
I got Joe Alt.
This
I
is
know
where-
you guys already got
Joe
Joe
Alt.
off the board. I went Alt
Same.
here. Yeah.
Yep, I got Joe up.
Same.
Alice
I think they
Turner.
trade back.
Dallas Turner, like that. Love that
Ed
pick, Josh.
GT.
I think they take LC Latham. To be honest, they don't trade back.
JC. Is it JC or LC? Doesn't matter.
It's
Fuck do I know?
it's JC. You're right.
let's get
Okay.
the name right inside the top 10 here, brothers.
I mean, dude, he's going to be a multi-millionaire top 10 pick. You know, what does it matter?
It's like the second. Is he defense? I don't even know, bro.
No, he's a tackle. He's like the
Okay,
number 2
okay,
tackle
okay.
behind
That-
Joe Alt.
Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say I don't even know who that is. We got Atlanta sitting on the clock at 8. I actually went Dallas Turner here. So Josh,
I
took
did.
earlier.
I did too. I was thinking corner. Like, I was thinking this could be a Quinyon Mitchell. But then I'm like, if I'm Atlanta, am I drafting a Mac corner or Dallas Turner from Bama? And I'm like, I'm going Dallas Turner here if I'm the GM of the Falcons.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go here. I think it's kind of a lot.
I've seen some stuff about corner that
Really?
they're so desperate that they could draft like Quinyon or yeah. I mean, he's really the only one that can get drafted up there, or the other Bama guy.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I agree. I have Turner here.
Laiato Latu.
Nice. You got him going top 10. Love that, Josh.
Why not? Best D tackle.
I have Jared Verse here.
Jared Verse.
Jared
Did you
Verse.
look at the NFL.com like score and you didn't actually like research or what?
Yeah. Literally.
I was gonna say I was looking at the score today. I'm like, what the fuck is Jared Verse and why the hell is he like the number 5 overall player?
That's what I have.
I'm also not a Florida State guy, so they're all bums.
We got Chicago back on the clock at 9. What are we thinking here?
I think so. Jake's in my head because we've lined up on a lot of these. I actually no cap had a Dunze here. No, before Jake even mentioned that story, I had a Dunze here. So that's where I'm at.
I also have the Dunes there.
I think if any of those big 3 receivers are here at this point. they are going at this point.
The last one goes. Yeah.
Yeah, so on my board here, Neighbors and Odunze are still on the board, so I have the Colts trading up to 9 and taking Malik Neighbors.
Love that.
That's so interesting too, because I was looking at Daniel Jeremiah, who's pretty locked into this stuff, and his top prospects. He had Caleb Williams at 1, he had Marvin at 2, Odunze at 3, and Malik at 4. So out of all prospects, every position, offense and defense, he had like wide receiver, like top of his prospect list. Is very interesting.
Yeah.
Odunze over Neighbors, which I've been seeing. Odunze has been getting super hyped up. He's been on. I'd be surprised if all 3 receivers make it outside the top 7, with how much they've been getting hyped up. It legitimately could go 4 quarterbacks, 3 receivers
Yeah.
in the top 7, just from people trading in and out.
I think one of the receivers is going to at least 9.
Mm-hmm. I
It's
think
tough.
Yeah, I think Odunze is gonna go. He's gonna slip past the top 10 in my opinion.
Someone's got to fall, right? Someone's got to fall.
I mean, the more quarterbacks that get taken, the better. I mean, for the Packers, picking at 25, I'd love to have 6 quarterbacks off the board, with us picking at 25.
That's how I feel.
Put some
And the
more skill
Jags.
guys out there for us to get a super athlete on these teams that are just chasing a QB. That'd be awesome. I have Byron Murphy going to the Bears there.
D tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
And then pick number
Jets.
10. Everyone pick it there at 9? Everyone got their picking?
I did.
What'd you got, Hefe? I don't think you did.
I got Latu.
Okay.
You already said lots.
Okay, you did.
You guys asked it twice?
Yep, you did say that. Okay. We got the Jets on the clock at 10, boys.
Me?
Oh, sorry. My bad, Jeff. My bad.
I didn't say Latu.
Yeah, my bad.
You guys are reading the same book, but you're on a different chapter.
I heard Latu. Who is the last guy you
Big
said?
analogy guy over here.
Jared Verse.
Oh. So someone else said Latu? Whatever. I'm going to just move it along.
We got the Jets on the
Yeah.
clock at 10, boys. Who are the Jets
Odunze.
going out to get Aaron Rodgers on this Super Bowl or bust season?
I got J.C.
Odunze.
Latham, tackle. Got to protect. If there's one thing they got to do, it's protect Aaron. So
You said a Odunze, Hefe?
Yeah.
Brock Bowers.
Brock fucking Bowers.
I also
Let's
have
go,
Brock
baby.
Bowers. Yeah.
Let's go. Who needs?
They do
blocking?
they do really need to protect Rodgers.
Yeah.
And they completely ignore protecting him and listen to him and get him another weapon. Brock
Get him
Bowers.
another weapon. Oh, love that.
Who you got, Connor?
Bowers.
Bowers too.
Bowers.
Soon to be on Connor's dynasty team. Brock
Ah,
Bowers.
tight ends fall, bro. I don't care how good Bowers is. It's gonna be tough for him to get up into the
It's
top
sinful.
10.
It didn't fall when he went.
All right, boys. Anything else you want to cover? I mean, we could get into the Packers. We could get into the Jags, the Colts.
I mean, I got a Jags wish list. I can breeze through really quick.
Do it, Pete.
So we're picking at 17 for the Jags, and I would say the top 3 needs are like offensive, defensive line, and corner. I'd like to see them go corner. I think who I said Atlanta might take in the top 10. If Quinyon Mitchell somehow fell to us, I would rock with that.
Out of
I'd
Toledo.
also rock with Nate Wiggins, who ran that like 4.22 from Clemson. Kool-Aid, McKinstry, or Cooper DeJean. Honestly, Cooper and Kool-Aid would kind of be over picks, I think. But the Jags, like all 4 of those dudes, would be instant like starters. And then also a sneaky edge guy. If Chop Robinson, the Micah Parsons type freak end who ran like a 4.4, if he's there on 17, like I would not hate to see Chop with Josh and Trayvon Walker, like that trio. Like you could just keep one on the sideline getting a breath and then just scream at guys all day. Like I wouldn't be mad if we took Chop either. And then I know you said you had Byron Murphy going top 10. If Byron or Tavondre Sweat, both DTs from Texas, are on the board, I wouldn't hate a nice interior D lineman as well to help out Josh Allen and Trayvon. So hopefully they go defensive side of the ball because they did pay a ton of people in free agency. They got Mitch Morse, the center. I've been hearing things on my Jaguars insiders that we actually might do some crazy freaky shit and trade up for Neighbors like in the top 5, top 10. That'd be crazy. Like if Neighbors is on the board at like 6 or 7, the Jags could be ringing some lines and that could get freaky. But I'm into it. I'm into that fan fiction that's not going to happen, but I'd like to pretend that it does.
Big P strikes me as a freaky guy.
He strikes me as a fan fiction guy.
Big P gets handcuffed.
Okay,
multiple times.
Easy.
Big handcuffs guy, and he has not been to prison.
No, can't confirm.
The one thing about the top 10 of my mock draft, I have the Vikings staying at 11, and they're getting JJ at 11, which a lot of people have them moving up.
Which makes sense.
I think if they don't move up, I don't think the Giants are going to take him. I mean, that's like the big concern is that the Giants will take him there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
that's what he said right before
I feel
the.
like if the Vikings want JJ, they're gonna trade up for him. If they just sit
Yeah.
there, I feel like they want JJ
Well,
that bad.
The Vikings have been sending off flares into the sky that we are going to be moving up, and I've heard that they are ringing phones like all week. So I think if it's not the top 5, I mean, based on how things shake loose, I think we can expect Minnesota to be a mover for sure. And honestly, like I've heard things about New England not being super sold. I mean, we could even see some Minnesota to 3 for like Drake May. And I mean, I've been hearing Commanders are interested in JJ. So I mean, you could even see Minnesota landing Jaden Daniels at 3. Like, I think how it shakes loose is it could be. It's not like it's like we all were pretty much aligned, but like it could actually get weird.
I also heard that same thing of Minnesota moving to 3 and taking Drake May, and the Vegas lines. Vegas was 14-1 for Drake May to go to Minnesota, and it's changed a decent amount. So
Okay.
I think there is some traction in that one. So
Okay. Am I sideways for you guys?
now
I'm
you're good.
sideways on my screen. Okay, cool.
JJ might fall to the Broncos.
What do you think about the Colts, Connor? You got any takes or any wishes?
Oh, yeah, in the mock draft, I have them moving up to 9. I don't think that actually happens. I'm just doing it just in case we do. I look like a big brain over here.
Big brain.
But nothing gets out of the Colts room. We're very, hush hush over there. No rumors are coming out from us. I think all the rumors coming out from the Colts right now that we're trading up to get Neighbors are coming from people who are picking between 8 and 12 right now who want some draft capital to move back. I do think Adunze might be there at 15. I think Bowers might be there at 15.
Yeah.
If either of those guys are there, the Colts take them.
You definitely have a better
I don't
chance at
think they are.
Bowers.
I don't think
Yeah.
either of them are going to be there, to be honest. I think what happens is we take Quinton Mitchell at 15.
The only way
I think-
Odunze's at 15 is if he's smoking crack the night of the draft.
Yeah, the gas mask comes out.
Gas mask part
I
2.
got that picture. I got the picture of him in a gas mask in the iCloud. It's going to auto send to all the GMs tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So
I'm bringing a gas mask to the Adunze meet and greet tomorrow, and I'm strapping that thing on him.
he's going to like run up the fastest selfie with him and then just run away, leak it.
I do know the Colts are very high on character, and Adunze, I don't know if you guys know, is a very high character individual, really good guy. So it wouldn't surprise me if we moved up a couple
You
spots. to
fucking
get
Dan.
Adunze.
Wait, hold on. We got Dan Campbell in the call. I didn't realize we got Dan Campbell. Sorry. My bad, bro.
That's Chris Ballard, bro.
Guess what? Character doesn't win football games.
Why are you giving
It's not
analysis on the
49.
Colts? I feel like you should be giving analysis on Detroit. I thought you were a Lions fan now.
Oh, that's true. We should rewind the last episode. Everyone was sucking that Lions' toes. Pause. The
Should have
pause.
won that game.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Alright.
Oh, that would have been so.
Connor, how do you feel about Marvin saying that he wants to be a Colt? You think they hear that and they're like, we're willing to like make it happen. Let's trade a couple of ones, go get Arizona's pick, and take Marvin. You think there's anyone in the building thinking that?
I think there's, like you said, there's a real possibility that Neighbors goes ahead of Marvin. So if Marvin ends up slipping to 8 or 9, I think the Colts sell the farm and move up and get him. I don't think it
I don't
happens.
think it'll be a farm. I mean, it'll be a couple picks, but I don't think it'll be a
Couple
farm.
first rounds, I think. It'll definitely be the first
Yeah,
round this year, a first round next year, and then probably
yeah, but
one
I
or two
mean,
seconds.
you guys were almost. I'm not gonna try to glaze the Colts now. I'm the last kind of guy to glaze the Colts, but you guys were borderline a playoff team with Minshew, and it's like if you get AR healthy, you got a John Taylor that doesn't hold out and stays healthy, and you get a Marvin in there with Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce and Josh Downs. Oh my God,
You
bro!
lost me at Alec
Fuck
Pierce. You lost me.
Fuck next year. I lost you at the FBS champion. I was kidding. They lost to Georgia by 50, but still, he helped lead Cincinnati. We all know Desmond Ridder did nothing for that Cincinnati squad, and it was all Alec Pierce. Sorry that you failed to see that the 6'4" wide receivers should literally be on the all-white team.
Yeah, that's
Jordy
a real
Nelson.
thing. I think it's the same thing with Xavier Worthy. I think whatever team takes Xavier
Yeah.
Worthy, it's going to get their value from
Yeah.
him. Not in terms
Yeah.
of yardages and catches. I think having a guy like that stretches the defense. It forces to put someone over top of him. So even though he's not getting the stats, he's making a huge
Yeah.
impact on that defense.
Facts.
Worthy
I
weighs
saw-
like 160 pounds. Press the dude
No.
once.
Tank
he's gonna
Dell,
be
look
on
at
the
Tank
ground,
Dell.
press
He was
the-
It doesn't
165.
matter. It really doesn't matter.
It matters.
I saw the Chiefs, and the thing is, I saw the Chiefs taking him, which makes sense because the Chiefs, like wide receiver room, are all the same. Like when you look at like Tony and Mecole, and now they got Hollywood. It's like if you threw Xavier in there, they have like the shortest receiver room in the NFL. But like it doesn't matter. So,
There's going to be a run on receivers at the end of the first round.
definitely. I agree.
There's going to be like 3 or 4 guys taken in probably like the last 5, 6 picks. And it's going
Because
to
I've been
be
seeing
Brian
that
Thomas will
Adon-
probably go to the Bills. It's going to be
Donnie.
Adonai Mitchell
Texas.
could go to the Chiefs,
Yeah.
Niners. Xavier Worthy could go to the Chiefs, Niners.
I think Brian Thomas could go in the top like 13
Yeah.
or 14.
Yeah, they're talking those two.
He's getting
Both the
hyped up a
LSU
lot.
guys.
Yeah.
Both the
I
LSU
think he
guys are
slips.
getting hyped.
I think the earliest you could see Thomas go, unless a team is just being stupid, I think he doesn't go top 22.
I mean,
It's
I
really
think
going to depend.
when you talk about the draft, I think it's so easy to get caught up in Qs and wideouts, and it's like then it's gonna roll around and the fucking Raiders are taking like remember that Alex Leatherwood pick? He was like 50th ranked guard, and they took him in the first round at like 13 overall. It's like someone's gonna do something that just makes no sense, and it's gonna like everyone's mocks are gonna just get set on fire. Like, yeah,
Because there's going to be people
We know,
available that shouldn't be, and then teams are going
that's
to
how it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
yeah,
We talk about the Packers' hopes and dreams.
do it.
Well, let's do
Hear
it.
it.
Packers are 20 to 1 to win the Super Bowl right now. I'm not saying it's a lock, but I'm not saying it's not a lock.
Get them while
Hey,
it's
you gotta
hot.
win the North.
The Kings in the North. We've owned the North for like the last 15 to 20 years on and off. We seem to go every other year in the North, so we went off a year.
You know what?
It's time to go back in a year.
It's J Love's time.
I could. You guys didn't win it that year, did ya?
What year is that?
The NFC North champion Chicago Bears. You know what year that is? Like what? 2009, 7,
Is that Rex
2007.
Grossman, Devin Hester Super Bowl year?
That's David Hester, Rex Grossman. Hell yeah! Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Peanut Tillman. I go on and on.
The Bears team I remember is the NFC Championship 1 seed Bears that lost to 6 seed Packers to go to the Super Bowl. BJ Raji pick six. Those are the NFC North
the
Bears I
Bears.
remember.
That's the Jay Cutler Bears, though, right? It's
Yeah.
the diabetes
Yeah,
Bears. He didn't even. That's the Jay Cutler. Like I hurt my pinky.
Caleb Haney came in, third stringer.
He sits on the sideline. He's like running around, like throwing the football. It's like, why are you in the game if you can throw the football? Like, come on. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Who do you want, Josh? You got any wishes out there?
So I want. There's someone I really want, but it might be a little bit of a reach. So if we could trade back to like 31, I'm feeling a little Mikey Sanders still.
Oh,
Love-
Mikey.
He's a monster. I love Cooper too. I was watching Cooper earlier today,
Cooper.
and it's basically a white dude who returns punts, and he's a receiver who can play cornerback.
He was the lock to be like the top corner if he didn't get hurt. So I think
Yeah,
someone's
I
gonna
don't-
steal Cooper late for sure.
he looks like he could be a monster, but he also looks like he could just get smoked in the NFL by all the
Not
top
gonna get
receivers.
smoked. If there's one thing he's gonna do, it's not get smoked because he's like when healthy, he's like a 4-3, 4-4 guy. Like when healthy. So
Cooper, I love Cooper so
If
much.
he gets the pick, he's taking it back.
there
The
you go.
the one thing that scares me about Cooper reminds me so much of the same spot we were in when we drafted Kevin King over T.J. Watt, where
Don't
T.J.
compare
Watt
him to
seems like
Kevin.
such a lock to be good, and I don't know why he's gonna fall this far back, but he can never stay healthy as well, and that's the
Yeah.
like scary thing about Cooper is
It's-
can this guy stay healthy? I think
Yeah.
he's gonna be really good in the NFL and warrant a lot of money. And I could see him having like a couple really good years for the Packers, and then him getting hurt, and then we pay him an
Looks
insane
like a
amount of
Packer.
money, and then he's
Yeah.
never able to stay on the field. But
He looks like a Packer.
And then we trade him, and then he's an All-Pro the next year.
yeah, I like
I
him a
don't
lot.
think so.
I hope we go there, but I'd be very. I mean, I trust Gutekunst, and he's drafted super well, honestly, over the past 3 years, and we've gotten so many steals, and we've drafted receiver honestly super well. So I'm curious to see if we'll draft another second, third round receiver this year with how many
Oh, you
picks we
definitely
do
will.
have. I've been looking
Maybe
at
not,
a
though.
lot of the Packer mock drafts, and basically every single one I've looked at, we haven't drafted a single receiver, and I think we have like 11 or 12 draft picks. So
Yeah, but think of how
Yeah.
deep you guys are though with just all the whole wide receiver room. Yeah,
Bo Melton's
so
like
deep.
6, and he had a solid
I know.
year.
That's what we were talking
Yeah.
about this in the playoffs. We were talking about the Packers. I think you guys don't really need another wideout because you didn't really lose anyone.
We
in the
didn't lose
offseason.
anyone, and we're not paying anyone either. Is the beauty of it.
Yeah, they're all rookie deals.
Like
Yeah.
literally, all of
Well,
our
well-
receivers combined got paid less money last year than Alan Lazard, and Alan Lazard got benched.
Yeah. Well, Allen was already had no quarterback, but yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's all about best player available. Ain't about need.
Exactly. I'd be fine. I mean, I kind of hope we don't trade back. I would almost like us to trade up, and I think we are going to be
Get
moving
in.
around. Not necessarily maybe in the first round, but we are going to be moving up and down with how many picks we do have. And Gutekunst has made that clear, in the sense of he's flexible into trading like 2 or 3 of these picks into one more solid guy that they really want.
So, what's your dream pick? Give me like a top 1 or 2 guys. Like if
I want
you could
Cooper.
trade up.
I want
want
Cooper if
if
we
you-
stay where we are.
If you get active, you got a
I don't
DN or someone you
know.
want.
I'd be very surprised if we traded up in the first round, but it would have to be probably D line or maybe even O line.
Okay.
I mean, we need O line pretty bad too, but I just don't know if we've drafted pretty. I mean, we've gotten a couple steals on the O line. We got we lost 3 of our starting O linemen this year, but
Right.
we've found some steals in the 3rd, 4th rounds in the last few
we've been
drafts.
Really good with O-line.
Like Zach Tom was a pretty good steal for us. I think he was a 4th or 5th rounder.
Bakhtiari wasn't he?
Bakhtiari was a later round pick. I mean, Josh Sitton, T.J. Lane. I mean, those are very long time ago guys, but those were late round guys that were good for us for a very long time. So I think you can find. I don't necessarily love taking these Eric Fishers or these super high like number 1 overall like these top rated tackles. I feel like they don't even pan out that much of the time. And
Yeah.
I'm cool shooting my
We
shot
got-
in the later rounds with some O linemen.
We got Luke
The only
Jokel.
way the Packers don't take a defensive player is if there's a quarterback available. So we're definitely taking a defensive player.
Draft
It
and
might
develop.
depend.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's necessarily anyone I like need to have like. I mean,
need
guys,
Sanders.
it'd be sick to see like. I mean, we don't even need receivers or tight ends, but I love Bowers and I love all 3 of those top 3 receivers, or even Brian Thomas. Like, it'd be fun. That'd be a fun pick for Packers fans, but it's not necessarily what we need.
Who's your inside? Do you guys need an inside linebacker?
Well, we picked up. We still got Quay, and then
Plays good.
we'll definitely be drafting an inside backer, for sure.
Go like Junior Colson type of Michigan vibe.
Yeah, I've actually seen him getting mocked to the Packers in a couple of them.
Just because the Pack have shown that they draft Michigan guys with like Rashawn Gary
Jake
and
Ryan.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I got Sanders still.
right. Like they kind of got that
I think
crossover.
he might be the best corner in the draft. I think he's a monster.
I think that that Michigan defense is gonna be very comparable to the Georgia defense, and we're gonna see like 5 or 6 of those guys go for like first, second round.
I did want to ask you guys. So we know the first quarterback off the board. We had some disagreement with the first wide receiver off the board. Brock Bowers, obviously the first tight end. Who's the first running back off the board?
I can
None.
tell you. I got a
There's
list.
not going to be a single one drafted.
Honestly, there's not going to be a running back drafted till probably late second, early third.
Corum.
No, I have.
I think
not
Corum's going to be like
one
the
that-
5th running back drafted.
Yeah, it's definitely not Corum.
I think
No,
Harbaugh's
Brooks or
picking
Corum are
Corum
going to
in
be the first
second.
two running backs off the board, I think.
Lloyd, Marshawn Lloyd.
Not the first running back.
Yeah. Or Jonathan Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Blake Corum's going to go to the Chargers early in the second.
Yeah, I could see Blake like going to like Dallas in like the third and just starting and being a fucking tank. Like, like
Dallas is definitely going to go running back.
Well, the
I
Chargers
think
just picked up a
Chargers-
running back. Who'd they pick up?
they got both. They got
Jake
J.K. and
Dobbins.
Gus. They got both. J.K. Dobbins and
So
Gus.
they don't
Edwards
even need a
from
running back.
Baltimore. Yeah, but
They'll probably draft one, but
because I was actually when Connor and I were talking trades, I was looking at was it Isaiah Spiller, and they were saying that Dobbins like can't stay on the field, and Gus Edwards is like very situational and not an every down back. So they actually, if you look at the Chargers, they have like running back as a need technically still, because it's like even those two guys, like getting a couple used washcloths from the Ravens isn't necessarily a running back room.
Flame.
Shout out to those multi-millionaires
Flame.
I just called used washcloths.
he must be nice.
Must be nice.
JK's talented. If he can stay healthy, he's talented.
Yeah, I think it's time has passed though. You know, it's like too late type of vibe.
That's what's crazy
Maybe.
about running backs.
DraftKings has Blake Corum at plus 190 to go to the Chargers. So that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen. You guys remember what Chip Kelly did in Philly? All those Oregon guys. I'm surprised we haven't seen that with Michigan guys yet. Like, all the Michigan guys were going to the Chargers.
This would be the year to see it, I guess.
Great
Guys,
Herbert, JJ.
You guys got any sneaky guys? Any steals like
I
projected
got
guys?
Leggett. I got the Panthers reaching to get Leggett at 33.
You gonna elaborate on who that is and why that is important?
Leggett's probably my wide receiver 4 or 5 in this year's class. And he said he spoke to the Panthers and was pretty confident that they were taking him at 33.
They definitely need I tell you what, that team needs wide receivers and weapons more than anything.
They don't need anybody. They got Adam Thielen.
They paid $100 million in guards to protect Bryce Young, and now they just need. I'm gonna ignore that comment. I feel
Sticking with the receivers, I like Lad McConkey out of Georgia.
Lad.
He's pretty good. I
So-
think he'll be a nice steal. If he gets the right fit, I feel like he could be super good fantasy guy too, potentially.
My steal is an FCS player from New Hampshire named Dylan Lobby. Now this dude went to the combine, like one of the first like ever player from New Hampshire to go to the combine. His comp is Christian McCaffrey. Dude has like 2,500 yards receiving in his college career in like 3 seasons. It's like dude's a receiver and a runner, and he's crazy. Had a better combine than Blake Corum, which doesn't say much because Blake had like the worst combine of all the running backs, honestly. But those sort of legs, you can't really expect that much when he can take like 2 feet
Did he get a really good bench press or something?
Yeah, who cares?
Didn't he toss up like 27 reps in bench or something
What if
crazy?
two running backs to bench press because he's like, I gotta show the scouts something. I can't jump and I can't run. What else? What can I do? Oh, lift heavy weights.
It's crazy. The first day, like every single running back sat out the 40 dash. Or
I
was it the
know
receiver?
that was crazy.
Because they're all slow.
I don't
They're all
get it.
slow. They're all scared. Yeah.
You
No,
know
the
they
running
ran
back
the 40. They
class-
timed it. They're clocking like 4.6s, 4.7s. They're like, I'm not running,
Yeah.
bro.
The running back class is so weak. I mean, I like some steals. Like I really like Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. I know Jake, you're probably familiar with Braylon
Shout
Allen.
out. Yep.
He's
Really
not
good.
gonna go early, but like I really think he's like a normal thoroughbred Wisconsin like running back like you would see like with Monty and John Taylor and like all these guys that came. Like I think he's just another name that's gonna be in the NFL from Wisconsin.
That's a big boy, right?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't mean he's gonna work out, but I think he's like you get him in like the 4th or 5th, like you got a dude that like is reliable.
I was looking at that ranking list I was talking about earlier of Daniel Jeremiah's like top 150 prospects. Braylon Allen is running back like 11, which
Isn't that
is
crazy?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy.
No, they're gonna
That's
get him
crazy.
so free. They're gonna get him so free. Yeah, it's just because he didn't do that much like on tape in college. Like so it's kind of like you're drafting him for what you think he could be rather than what you've seen, which is like why he's gonna go a little bit later. But high upside. High upside.
What do
You
you
guys got
think's
any
gonna happen
kickers or
with
punters?
the
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
what's gonna happen with the Denver quarterback situation? Do they take a guy like Bo Nix, Michael Phoenix, or do they ride out with Stidham, Zach Wilson, Danucci?
They're gonna take the Yogi himself, JJ McCarthy.
I mean, that was like early mocks, like pre-combine mocks. That was where JJ was going before the like
And then
before people saw him
shot up
throw
all
the fucking
boards.
ball 80 yards. Yeah.
He shot up all the boards for no reason.
I mean, dude, did you watch the pro? Like, no cap though. Like, pro day was kind
Can't-
of nasty. I watched Drake May's pro day, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like, of course he's gonna miss a couple passes, like, because there were a couple passes that like weren't even catchable. It's like, did you guys watch JJ's? Because he missed one pass. Like, he's hitting running back to his left, 70 yards off the back foot. Like, dude's pro ready in terms of arm strength. I don't know if he's got the
That's the-
mentals.
Yeah. I watched a lot of JJ, and what I noticed is he throws one speed. He's putting a hole
Yeah.
through the running back's chest 5 yards out of the backfield. He can't put loft on the ball. If you're running a corner route from the 10-yard line, the ball's going 15 yards out of bounds into the stands.
I
It's
think,
off the ball.
yeah, I think you can get a JJ type of player super late with Joe Milton. He's tall, he's got an absolute cannon, and he's fast. It's just like
And
he's
he's
just
gonna be a
kind of.
tight end.
He literally is going to be Logan Thomas. You're not. I wish you were wrong because like Joe Milton like has had so much tape, and he just still like for some reason he's like Cam Newton, but like
He's the only person at the combine that threw it harder than JJ by 1 mile an hour.
he's a dog.
It was Milton 1, JJ 2, separated by 1 mile an hour, and then it was like a huge drop to the next guy.
But to answer Connor's question, yeah, they're drafting Bo Nix.
Who are? Oh, the Broncos. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I completely forgot. Yeah, that's a question.
That's who
Yeah,
they're going to
sidetracked.
draft.
Yeah, Bo was the only player to get visited by all 32. So
I don't know what Bloods were yapping about Michigan quarterbacks for a little bit there. Big Michigan fans.
Joe
I'm
Milton
guessing
went to
here.
Tennessee, but I mean, he
I
did
got
go
the
to Michigan
insider-
early.
Bunch of cheaters.
I got
They're the
inside-
Patriots of the college football.
Bro, everyone signs deals. Everybody does. They used Michigan as an example because they were undefeated. I'm not even lying about. That's not biased. That's just like that's just what happened.
That is what happened. But are the Falcons going to lose a couple picks here? What's going to happen with the Falcons?
Mm-hmm.
I
Who's
don't
their
think it-
second?
But like it's got to happen. I think it might be for next year, right? There's no way they make
Yeah,
that
I think-
decision.
Yeah, they can't do it at this point. I think it would have to be for next year.
What'd the Falcons do?
They talked to Kirk
Tampering.
before
Oh, yeah,
illegal
yeah.
tampering.
I did
It
hear
was
about that.
it was illegal contact. I mean, the thing is, the Dolphins got docked at first, right, for doing that with
Legal
Sean
contact
Payton
on the
and
defense?
Tom Brady. So
5-year penalty, automatic first down. Also, can we talk about this the stupidest NFL rule that's ever been put in the NFL? No drop tackles.
hip drops.
That's
Yo.
half the tackles that happen in football. Are we just gonna have like 15-yard penalties on every other play that are like it's just gonna be shootouts? How are these guys gonna get like? How are smaller guys gonna tackle big guys? Like how is Derrick Henry gonna get tackled?
Like Kirby Joseph. Just
Like-
blow their fucking knee out. No cap.
Yeah, I mean that's
Just
literally.
take the knee. That's not a
We should
penalty.
we should skip all the drama, and we should just do flag. Because the Pro Bowl's been a big hit with flag. Get rid of the linemen.
Yeah.
just
I
do
heard
flag.
Pro Bowl is breaking like Super Bowl numbers in terms of viewership, so I don't know why we haven't just gone full flag yet.
Let's turn it
NFL
into
is
the
so
NBA.
soft, and I hate it.
Turn it into the NBA. Let's get LeBron on flag football team.
What about the
next
kick
season.
return? How we
I
feeling
do
about
like that. I do like
I
that.
think I make him return. Although I think we gotta negate all records to leave Devin in his own special place because if someone else has 10 kick returns this year, I'm not saying they're better
Keyshawn Nixon is that guy this year.
than
I mean, perfect timing that we signed him to a long-term deal before that rule got put in place because he would have been way more. I mean, we paid him handily for him being a bottom-tier corner, but he got paid to basically be our returner before that rule got put into place. But with that rule, dude, there's going to be special teams is going to be a big factor this year, and I feel like it's going to change a lot of games.
I don't know. What are we doing there?
I can't even see him anyway. He's so pixelated, man.
Every time he takes a drink of his drink, he blocks the camera. He's trying to hold out for a sponsorship or something.
I can't even see him, bro. He's literally just pixels. But he's streaming off an iPad Nano.
An iPod.
Actually,
Is it that bad?
iPod Nanos don't have cameras, Jake.
That's how bad it is, bro. The iPod Touch 1.
iPod. Actually, no, just kidding. I don't know.
I don't think.
No,
they
I'm
use that
actually.
cameras.
It's a Microsoft Surface. I think that's what they used on the sidelines. So
Oh, that's true. We forgot about that.
I think
Must be
Discord
weird.
really just
Oh,
went
he-
downhill. I think that's the real.
He's
problem
the
here.
surface that gets thrown after Anthony Richardson gets hurt for the third time this year.
What are the odds on Anthony Richardson playing over? Like, what's his over under on games
Oh.
played this year? Like 8.5.
7.5.
What are the odds he makes it to the
That's what I
season?
should've
He's gonna go
said.
down in the preseason.
it's funny you mentioned
Yeah.
that because he's actually 11-1, 11-1 to win the Super Bowl or the MVP.
He's it's not happening, but it's
Kind of.
cool.
Sounds like if you want to watch some money burn, you know where to
He's
throw
gonna be
it.
watching. He's gonna be watching Trevor Lawrence win the MVP with his fucking leg cast on.
Trevor Lawrence is a bust. Jaguars fans don't want to hear it yet,
Oh my
but he's a bust.
God, bro! Yap.
Elo's a pretty solid quarterback. He's not elite, but he's solid.
Josh
Not
wants
elite.
T-Law to be decent so bad because of his dynasty team.
He's not elite. Give him the knee. Caleb Williams for Trevor Lawrence straight up right now. You won't.
Where
Coward.
did you see Anthony Richardson at 11-1?
I don't know. I saw it on Twitter.
He's saw it when he was high on shrooms, probably.
He's on Microsoft
Anthony
Paint.
Richardson is 30-1.
30-1.
Lamar
I'll take
Jackson's
that.
11.
That's my lock of the year, boys.
Lock of the you can't have lock of the years. We could. I guess we could do a betting podcast.
That'd be
Just come
fun.
out.
We could do a betting themed
Little-
podcast maybe before the season starts. Give some like
Similar, yeah.
Like Texas Hold'em or what?
No, strip poker. But we all start naked and we put clothes on instead of take them off.
When you win a hand, you get to put clothing on.
Okay. Pause.
I have a question.
Okay.
After the draft, who do we think's more famous, Caleb Williams or Caitlin Clark?
Dude,
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
who the fuck are you talking about? You guys are saying Caitlin Clark, bro?
The only way Caleb is more famous than Caitlyn after the draft is if Caleb walks out in like a really nice sequence gown.
What is that? What is that? What's the basis here? Is it like Instagram followers? Is it like just notoriety? Or how are we tracking this?
Overall fame, notoriety. Yeah. Like
I
if
don't
you're
know,
walking down the street,
ESPN's really pushing the Caitlin Clark thing right now.
I don't know. I think Caitlin Clark is kind of in her own bubble. It's got to be Caleb. Because football, NFL trumps everything. Like, everybody knows who Brady is. Everyone knows who Rodgers is. Like, if Caleb ends up right after the draft, number 1 overall, I think he's got to be pretty well known amongst anyone that watches.
I think there's a decent amount of NFL fans that just turn on the first regular season game and pay zero attention to rookies or the draft.
Oh yeah.
so you're saying Caleb's going to be more famous.
I,
than Caleb
um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna use analytics. I'm gonna say similar to how Travis Kelce is probably the most popular person in the NFL right now because of the Swifties. I'm gonna say because Caitlin Clark can tap into the 49% of the world that gives a fuck about females, and Caleb can't. That I'm gonna go analytics. I'm gonna say
Hey,
Caitlin Clark.
they slash them. Caleb
Stays on
might be
top.
up there on the female chart here
Yeah,
soon.
what if Caleb
I-
becomes the most popular woman in the world? What then?
I also snuck a peek at the Instagram numbers, and she's got him beat 2.1 million to 300K. So he's got some fucking ground to make up in the Instagram department. I got a second. That was my second analytic. I kept it in the back in case I got challenged.
Do you see her salary?
Do I give a fuck? She makes 70K, but guess what? Nike just paid her $20 million on some fucking LeBron James type shit. Like she's
Oh, I'm
literally
gonna-
getting a percentage of every fucking
Bro,
article.
I'm not gonna
Cody
lie,
Nike
she
did.
got scammed in that Nike deal. Nike gave Devin Booker like a 5-year 50 mil, and Nike just got Caitlin Clark for like 20 mil for like 4 years.
But she gets like royalties. She gets like she's like Wemby and LeBron. Like she's getting a percentage. I'm pretty sure. So she's not like a set in stone. Like if people start
Yeah.
buying her shit, she can get a.
Like
So
also-
the sky's the limit. You know.
It's also women's shoes. Women don't wear basketball shoes.
I'm
They
wearing.
wear-
No, I'm wearing Caitlin Clark.
I think
shoes.
there's gonna be a good amount of guys that wear the Caitlin Clarks, which is gonna be
You
interesting.
think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Try calling me Nicole right fucking now, brother.
Oh.
Oh, are we saying? So is anyone saying Caleb's going to be more famous?
Right after the draft, I'd say Caitlin. I went back and forth. I'm settling in on
It's gonna
Caitlin.
take at least a Super Bowl in Chicago to get Caleb up there.
Someone in the
Did you
TikTok
see
chat
that
said.
Indianapolis-
I would do it.
Did
Someone
you see
in.
the Indianapolis reporter? I forgot exactly what he asked her, but he made like a heart symbol or something, and then it was like,
Peach is good. Okay. So someone in the TikTok chat said bucket hat seems like he would wear Clark shoes.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Ouch.
Joe with no profile picture from the shadows.
Appreciate the
That was
support,
a good
Joe. I mean, it took me saying those words, like I literally said that, for him to formulate that thought. So he really didn't even formulate his own thought. He just kind of regurgitated what I fucking
He said bucket
so-
hat would resell him too.
Yeah, you.
That's just a grind. I would resell him.
I'm making
And money's
money,
talking.
fuck yeah, Joe.
Money's money. I'm in on the
Joe,
money.
if I sold you, Joe, if I sold you a pair of Caitlin Clark shoes for $200 and they were worth $300, you're not copping, Joe. You're not copping if I just gave you a free hundo. Yeah, I thought, Joe.
All right, boys. We got any last minute
What about the
stuff?
TikTok ban? What do we think about the TikTok ban?
We got like 9 to 11 months here, and the owner of TikTok, did you see the video he dropped?
No.
He
Two?
Yeah, he dropped a video like reacting to it, and he's like, "We're still a long way away from it getting banned," and like
Yeah.
basically all the actions that we can take, and basically that the U.S. government's just taking away like 20 million plus jobs, taking away our free
Not
speech.
American jobs. Not American jobs.
20 million? Is there 20 million employees at the TikTok?
Jake, they want to keep your information on sovereign land. They don't want to keep. We want
They
American.
can have my information, bro. I'm
on
about to
American soil.
make it on TikTok, bro. I'm about to start getting some of that TikTok money. They can have all the info
Yeah.
they want on me. The U.S. government's already got my info anyway. I don't care if China has it. What's Hefe gonna do over there, bro?
I'm just
Dragged
catching
him in.
strays.
You dragged him in. Why'd you drag him in?
Ricochet shot. I didn't mean it. Didn't mean it.
Why'd you drag him in, man?
I got going there. They tried to take away my
This whole
12K
thing
TikTok
about America
followers.
being a free country isn't very free.
Yeah,
I never said
That's
free,
what I
bro.
said.
I said keep my information.
I want
on
freedom of
my
speech.
land.
Well, you don't
I don't
have to
give a
make a
fuck,
TikTok
yo.
account, brothers.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Let Joe have my information.
Joe can't even read off the. He's struggling to read off the teleprompter today. Biden 2024. Pause. Like, bro, what are we
I was
doing?
talking about Joe. I was talking about Joe in the TikTok.
Oh.
Not Joe Biden. I wasn't trying to get political. I was talking to the TikTok chat.
TikTok has 7,000 U.S. employees, by the way, according to the
Light
Google
work.
machine.
But that's full time,
Nice.
probably, right? But no, that's
Just
just
like,
people.
we
Is that just people that work for TikTok?
Influencers and shit.
Yeah.
It's just people that work for TikTok in the U.S.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All the people that are
But
losing
think
their
about how
jobs,
much
that are
more-
literally making their career off TikTok, off like the
What's that?
influencers and.
yeah, but
what's
they
the
closed
number-
down Vine and all that stuff. They just moved to the next platform.
They might bring it, but Elon was
Mm.
talking about bringing back Vine this week. And you know that if TikTok leaves, guess what? As a market gap, all of a sudden Vine's coming back. You're probably going to get 2 other fucking apps you've never heard of that are made by fucking Google and Microsoft. Like, there's always going to be a demand for the type of content. If TikTok leaves, a new platform will emerge, and we'll all keep jerking each other off.
I know, but I'm salty, bro. I'm trying to keep my 12K.
12K.
My 12K so I can pull one viewer
But
on these
imagine-
podcasts, brothers.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
All right, boys. Well, thank you guys for coming out. Episode 20 of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks podcast. Should we do a pod
Yes,
next
sir.
week? Do the
Post draft.
little post draft.
Analysis.
We'll do a little post draft analysis next week for episode 21, and then we'll probably
I
go
like
back to
that.
a little bit of break leading up to the season here. We'll do a couple pods before the season start, whether it be gambling, our predictions for the upcoming season. But thanks for watching, boys. Make sure to sub on the YouTube. Let's get up to like 100 subs this season. Let's see if by the
Shout out
end of 2020, the 2025 season of the NFL, we can get up to 100 subs. What are we on, like 30? I don't know.
Nice.
Let's cook, boys.
Joe and shout out Joe and TikTok chat.
Yep,
for
our
being
one boy.
Interactive, for being live. We
Yep.
love it when you guys come through live. We try to interact when we can. Shout out Joe. We love Joe.
Joe just responded. He said Bucket Hat has the worst takes on the internet.
I love it, Joe. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
We appreciate the view, though, Joe. Appreciate the
No, we
view.
love you, Joe.
Appreciate you, brother.
Keep your takes coming because they're sharp.
But we'll be back on next week, boys. Next Wednesday night, we'll be recording. Podcast goes up Thursday morning on the YouTube Monday Morning Quarterbacks podcast. We'll see you, boys. Peace.